everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk. I am your host, author Dre Lett. This is a show where we inform, inspire, and motivate. We get you going during these tough times and beyond. So come on in the room and have a seat so we can let's talk. You can view all my shows on all social media platforms. You can view it here live on Facebook, which is the page Let's Talk with Arthur Drillette. You can also view it on Roku on the MJ Own network with the channel Let's Talk with Arthur Drillette. So excited to be back, you guys. Did y'all miss me? Yes, I missed y'all. It's been a while, right? It has been a while. But I was off on summer break. Unfortunately, I was attending a funeral of my aunt, RIP Aunt Betty. And of course, I was resting, relaxing, catching up with some old friends. I actually got a chance to see one of my girlfriends from high school. It's been many, many years. So it was good to see her. And oh my goodness, it was just a nice time off. So, again, I am glad to be back with you guys. Yes, indeed. Tonight, let's talk about hot topics. Whoo, child. This week has been a crazy week, right? It's just been so much stuff happening that I felt that I had to do just a hot topic show, right? Just to talk about all the craziness that's been going on. So I have some surprise guests that are going to be on shortly that's going to help me with these hot topics. And you guys got to stay tuned to see who they are. So before we do that, I want you guys to make sure you put in the comment section your name if you're watching live, where you're tuning in from. And if you're watching this in the pre-recorded phase, make sure you also put in the comment section where you're tuning in from. I always go back and look at the comments, and I like to just give a shout out to my viewers, be it live or in the pre-recorded phase. So you guys, before we get started, we're going to go into a quick, short break for a message from our sponsor. And when we come back, we are going to get into my surprise guest who's going to help me do the hot topics. So you guys stay tuned. We will be back in just a moment. message from our sponsor. Um, so glad that they could be a part of the sponsorship. Okay, you guys. So let's get into who's watching live virtually. I want to give everybody a shout out. I see quite a few of you watching tonight. Let's see who said something to me. Hey, Carla, how are you? How you doing, girl? I hope all is well. Yes, it's been a minute. I'm so glad to be back. I missed you. I missed all of you. My cousin's watching from Las Vegas. Hi, cousin Diane. How are you? Love you. Let's see here. Hubby is watching from the man cave, the infamous man cave. And let's see here, baby girl is watching live from ATL. Yes, indeed. And let's see who else has chimed in and put something in the comments. Oh, Richard. Hey, Richard. How are you? I hope all is well. Richard, I believe, is watching from the D. Yes, indeed. My hometown. Mommy in love is watching. Mwah. How are you? How are you? And so glad to see so many of you watching tonight. Those are just the individuals that said hello, and it's all good if you're shy. I totally get it. I thank you for your love and support. And again, if you're watching this in pre-recorded phase, if you're watching on Roku, make sure you go to Facebook or Instagram or YouTube and make sure you give me a shout out so I can say hello back to you in the comments section. All right, you guys. So let's get into my surprise guest. I'm so excited. You guys, I just can't stop being excited about this individual. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yes, indeed. This is comedian Dean Austin. Yay! He is back. He is a comedian, an actor, an entertainer. He is a jack of all trades. I tell you, when I first started the show, getting comedians on was easy, but now they are all out working. Dean has been busy working, and I'm so proud of him. And I thank him so much for coming back on Let's Talk. So everybody help me welcome to the virtual stage, Mr. Dean Austin. Hey.
Hey, how you doing, cuz?
How are you? It
You
is
know,
so good to
you
see you,
know,
guys.
likewise, and my condolences to you and your Aunt
Oh,
Betty.
yeah. Thank you so much. I
So
appreciate that.
love
I
you, miss
appreciate
you,
that.
and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, same here. You comedians trying to get one of y'all on the show is like pulling teeth because y'all just working and
Oh yeah,
busy.
everybody trying to catch up. You
Yeah,
know,
I
everything's
understand.
behind. So everybody like, I gotta. People doing comedy, they doing not just doing, they singing, dancing, they doing whatever they can to make that money.
Right, right. That part, trying to make up for
Right,
lost
right.
time. I understand. Oh my goodness. So you are here to help me do hot topics. Oh
Hot topics.
Lord.
Let's do it.
Ooh,
Let's get hot.
let's do well, the number one hot topic flooding the social media airwaves and everywhere, as everybody knows, the Montgomery Brawl. So I'm gonna do a quick little snippet. So those of you that
All
aren't
right.
familiar with the details, and then I'm gonna let Dean climb in and do his thing. But I gotta say this clause so don't nobody try to sue me, right?
Right, right.
We do not condone violence at all, not at all. However, let me just give you guys the details, a quick snippet. So basically, the Montgomery Brawl happened when a co-captain of a riverboat got into a dispute over a dockside parking spot with a platoon boat owner who refused to move his boat. So, according to a Montgomery, Alabama press conference, the riverboat had been trying to dock for over 45 minutes when a passerby on a water vessel manned by a 16-year-old brought the co-captain to shore. When the co-captain came to shore, he told the platoon boat owner that he was parked in the steamboat's reserve spot and asked him to move. From there, a dispute began and the co-captain was jumped. Lord Jesus. The mother of the 16-year-old passerby on a water vessel stated that she heard the attackers screaming slurs before they jumped the co-captain and even punched her son in the chest when he tried to help the co-captain. Shortly thereafter, you could see a male swimmer in the water and others coming to the aid of the co-captain. Woo, that was crazy. That
All I'm gonna say is I already started my swimming lessons. I started my swimming lessons. As soon as I saw it, I signed up at the YMCA, YWCA, somebody CA, because I'm learning to swim. You never know, you know. And he swam, and he got on. I don't how he fought after swimming.
Right.
That
He,
young man is
Dean, he swam with Timberland boots on.
with Timberland boots, yeah, and
Yes.
an afro. You know, Afro's not aerodynamic and it's definitely not waterproof. So all you saw, it was like a black sponge. They thought it was so unique that black folks thought a shark was coming. Like, is that a shark? And they're like, oh, that's Jamal. That's Jamal. That's Jamal. Because they saw the blue shirt. They knew sharks don't wear blue shirts, you know. They're like,
Got over there
Jamal
so
coming.
fast. He
You
took his
know,
boots off and body slammed somebody. I was
oh,
like,
and let me tell you, that's Blockwoman. That's Blockwoman. Blockwoman.
Block.
He jumped in, and the crazy thing about it is, I thought the funny part was after tables were turned, they got on the boat like nothing happened.
Right.
They sit on the boat.
Right.
What happened?
All I know is you saw some bros skipping when they start skipping. It's
Skipping is on. Remember when we were kids? If you skipped, it was gonna be a fight.
Right.
If you saw, it's going down when you see a couple brothers skipping.
He was skipping.
It's the skipping is like that's like the fuel. That's the energy. The motor is running when you're skipping. You know, he's like, oh yeah, it's on now. It's on now. It's skip. They skip right on over there. And the crazy thing about it is the cops stood back and was like, you know what? Let's just chill for a second. I think they deserve this. They've been messing up on that dock for a long time. I heard it's not the first time.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
They thought they could park there as long as they want, anytime they want.
Oh,
And I heard they were trouble in the actual town too. They were very arrogant.
wow. Wow, that's crazy. I just know, you saw everybody fighting, and then out of nowhere came this. I don't know how old he was, but he had a chair.
Yeah, he was about 106. And sad thing about it, you see the mug shot. You know that one lady, she looked like Carl Malden from Streets of San Francisco. Carl Malden had that nose, but everybody else say she looked like Shrek or something else. But that's what made me think of it, because her nose was. Whew.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
they'll never look. They're gonna sell that boat. They're never gonna get on water. They might not even take a bath. They're not even look. If they see it rain outside, they're gonna stay inside.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what? It's wet. I think I'm gonna stay inside.
Ooh, it's crazy. Well, what about him throwing that hat up? Was that like the bat signal for
That was a signal. When that hat went up, I looked. I was like, I thought I saw the hat go by my house. I'm like, that's a black man's hat. That is trouble.
He needs help. Oh my God.
And the way he did it was smooth. You know, he didn't just throw it. He kind of like looked at him and went flick.
Yep.
He did like this, and it was like, it was stylish. It was stylish.
It was class.
And I think, as comedians, remember the Chris Rock and the whole nine, people
Yeah.
jumping on stage, slapping comedians. I'm gonna start wearing a hat every time I get on stage.
Oh.
Somebody get out of line, I'm gonna take my hat off. I'm gonna come on stage. I'm gonna throw my hat up. Don't get on stage.
And what's so funny about that hat? All the memes, the people been making on TikTok, social media, they're throwing a hat, and all of a sudden you see the Black Panther and all his, coming. Oh,
everybody came. Oh. Everybody came, and there's so many memes about the chair. The chair is funny.
Ooh.
One brother, he had the shirt on the next day.
What?
He had the shirt with the printout of the whole everything, the fight, everything on the shirt.
Oh, that's crazy, that chair. And then one lady got pushed into the water.
Oh, man,
and then they showed her, I guess somebody pulled her short. She had some Crocs on. Them things all the way. That was her.
Those Crocs are like ankle weights. What kind of Crocs you got? Somebody said those Crocs, they didn't put them in sports mode. I was like, that's hilarious. You look, and remember when you was a kid, your mother used to say, if you're gonna go outside, you're gonna do something, make sure you have some shoes that you can tie up. Because you got to run,
Right.
you got to fight. If something goes down, you got to have something. That's why people take their shirts off. The skippers, none of them had shirts on.
I noticed that.
None of this. They
They
had
said,
shirts on that day, but when they
right.
started skipping, those shirts was folded up right up on the dock.
It was
Say,
ready.
hold on. It was, oh man, and there are people. I saw something where TikTok try to take a lot of it down, but there's some people that had big, like they had a collection of videos that they saved, and it's like about an hour long of people talking about it. One lady, it's funny, one of the funniest things, one lady said, she said, at least they got beat as a family. At least they got beat down as a family. I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Ooh. And again, we don't condone
No,
violence,
we don't.
but
But
what?
you
That
can't do that kind of stuff. You
was so
cannot
funny, though.
you cannot be arrogant and entitled, think you can just do whatever
No,
you want to do. It's just not
it
right.
was like 5 or 6 on that poor
Oh man.
man.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Cleophas was down for a second. Cleophas was down. He was down till the brother came from the top. To Elroy came from the top. Was like, yo, man. And then everything. Then all of a sudden, Blockwoman came.
yeah. He said,
He jumped. They didn't even see him jump in the water. It's almost like he came from around the boat. Just looked around. I was like, where did he come from? You know what I thought it was? I thought it was a manatee. You remember? I thought it was a manatee. I'm like, is that a manatee? It must be a manatee. Dolphin would be that close. That's a manatee.
All I can say is he bad. He swam like
Oh, he
what's the
swam.
guy? Michael Phelps in Timberlands. I was like, whoa.
Timberlands. He got up there, and I was impressed. I was like, wow, that's.
He
And it
got
was
there.
it was it was about the crew. The crew stuck
Yeah.
together. That's what it was about.
Yeah.
It was black unity, but it was definitely the crew was looking out. He's part of the crew, so he just definitely was jumped on. He's like, you can't be beating up Cleophas like that. He just jumped in.
Right.
Cleophas was looking at the side like, help. Aquaman said, I got you.
I bet
He was smooth with it too. They say
he
black people can't
was.
swim, but he swam like a champ.
He did. Oh my God. And I bet you everybody gonna be enrolling all their kids in swimming lessons. Like,
Oh
did you
yeah,
see
oh yeah.
him swim across there? You better learn how to
And
swim.
if you go to a picnic or backyard party, and you see a lot of them folding chairs. If you see some empty folding chairs, cuz that's just sitting there, every party be jumping off in.
Right. You
You
might
know
want
what? Forget. I think we in danger here. There's a lot of chairs over in the corner. A lot, and a black man made the folding chair.
to. Ooh,
You
for
know that?
real?
A black man invented the folding chair. That chair.
Oh,
That's the
I did
funny
not
thing
know
about
that. Wow, that's deep.
it.
That's
That brother saw deep, 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 deep in the future. We're gonna make it fold this way, light enough to pick up, so you could,
You gonna need this?
you're gonna need this in 2023. I know it's 1940 or whatever it was, or 18, whatever. He think it was the early 1900s. He made that chair. Gonna make it where you can fold it, you put it on your shoulder, lightweight and sturdy.
Right. The
So yeah,
bottom line is no matter what race you are, you can't just jump on somebody like
you
that.
cannot, you cannot,
Privileged to
you
do
cannot,
that.
you
You
cannot.
cannot.
Anytime, and you have to look at it like this. Anytime it's 5-on-1, it's just an unfair fight.
Yeah.
And especially when dude is just doing his job. He was not doing nothing but working. He was
Right.
doing what he get paid to do, and they do it all the time. So he had enough of them. He was
Yeah.
mad already. He's like, yo, I always do this. And then one dude came down drunk, and then another dude came down drunk, and another dude came, and then the woman came over, and it's just the woman.
She hit him too or kicked him.
She
I was
kicked
like,
him.
no.
She kicked him at the same time, tried to act like she was grabbing her son or something. She kicked him in. I'm like,
No.
sneaky. But
We saw
everybody saw.
that.
Oh yeah. When I saw that hat go by, I thought okay, it's time to go. It's time to go. I heard. I was like, it's time to go. It's time to go.
The African drums beating.
You right. I heard that. I'm like, oh man. This should have been a Jaws theme song while he was swimming over.
Right.
Dun, dun. That'd have been nice, wouldn't it? Dun,
He was bad.
dun.
That boy was bad.
He's a
Man,
tough
I'm a
young
swimmer,
black
but I
kid.
can't swim that fast. What'd you say? Uh-oh, Dean, I lost you. Oh no, come
You're
back.
19.
What'd you say?
I said, I think he's only like 18 or something like that. 17,
Yeah,
18,
I
19,
think I
20,
read 16, but they're I guess they're trying to
16.
interview him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's low profile. He don't want all the attention. He was just
Yeah.
helping his crewmate out
Yep.
and another brother.
Yep.
That's all he was doing. He said, I was
Yep.
raised that way. And that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to look out for each other, you
Right.
know? You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they have been sitting in the water on that boat for 45 minutes. For 45 minutes.
Wow.
So it,
Harriet
they,
Tubman got mad.
what'd you say?
Harriet Tubman got mad, huh? You know that's the vessel was called the Harriet Tubman.
I heard that too. Yes.
It was just so much, it was so many parallels. I was like, the chair was black man, Harriet Tubman. We got black swimmer, we got black woman. He threw the hat up. It was just
Right.
I was like, there's too much going on right here. I was like, my brain was an overload watching that. I was like, is this real?
I
This can't be.
know. Oh my gosh. And I had just drove through Montgomery like maybe 2 weeks before that all happened. And I was like, Montgomery, Alabama. And also what's so crazy about that is that's where the boys bus boycotts were, where Rosa Parks refused to get up, Wow.
And that particular port too is where they used to bring the slaves in before they took them
Yes.
downtown. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it's a
Yes.
lot of history. There's a lot of tension still, a lot
Yeah.
going on. And it's sad because it shouldn't get to that point because, you know, we can live together as human
Right.
beings. It's proven,
Right.
but you always got
Right.
some drunk idiots that just want to just take it to the next level until they get beat
Ooh,
down and then they get
ooh.
quiet. When they get beat down, they're real quiet. They're real nice. Officer, I don't know what happened. I was just sitting here. The black guy came across the water and hit me with his shoe. I don't know what happened. I was in the boat laying down. I was taking a nap. You taking a nap? Yes, I don't remember. There was no fighting. I was taking a nap. Me and Mildred here, we were taking a nap, and things just started happening.
It just don't have me. Oh man, that was crazy. That's crazy. So what is going on with Lizzo? I
Oh,
love her. Allegedly, she's accused
okay.
of sexual harassment and fat shaming her female fan of this. Like, wait a minute. You ain't skinny?
Just you know, Dre, I heard it on the radio on the news. I think it was CNN, one of them, and I started laughing because they said sexual harassment, fat shaming, and racism, and I'm like,
Oh,
I didn't know what nationality. They were all black.
right.
I'm
So
like, these are fat black women, and a fat black woman is being racist to somebody that's fat and black, and she hired him. She said, you know what?
right.
I want you and you to come dance with me. All right, y'all all ugly, and I can't stand. And y'all need to lose weight. They looking at her as she eating a sandwich. Y'all need to lose weight. You cannot tell somebody.
No.
Let me tell you. This is the best way to look at it. That's like somebody. That's like Lizzo walking. Every time she walk in front of the mirror, she need to just punch the mirror.
Right.
Every time she see her reflection, she need to punch the mirror. Just punch it because you hate yourself. It's
Right.
not. It's not that she hates other black fat women and being sexual assault, whatever.
Mhm.
I think I know that she hates herself.
That's
You have
terrible.
to hate. You have to hate yourself if you can be that way to someone that's just like you.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy. And she
common
had a whole
sense.
reality show uplifting, women that were large. And
Yes,
I
all
thought,
big
well, that
women.
was so cool. And then you go and allegedly you go and do all
Allegedly.
this. And it's like, girl, what
Yeah, but
what the problem is?
it's allegedly, but it's a lot of allegedly ness. It's like
Right.
about 4 or 5 of them, maybe even more. How many dances she have?
Woo, that's
She has
crazy.
to have at
That's
least 5 dances,
crazy.
at least, because
Yes,
she had those same ones on a reality show, right?
she did. She sure did. I
But
just
she,
don't even.
she was nice on camera, huh? Want a biscuit? Yes, I'll take some potato chips. You're the best. Let's go dance behind the camera. I hate you. You eat too much. You snoring. I can't stand
That's sad. That's sad. You got me sweating. That is sad.
it.
I mean, but
It's sad. It's
God,
wrong. It's
it
wrong. Is what it
is.
is. It's wrong.
What's up with your boy Jamie Foxx? They trying to say he's a AI.
Well,
It ain't him because his ears is, different. He looks different, and
his head look a little more pointed. So
I know. And his
uh,
ears. Remember, they used to be out more, and
yeah,
they
yeah,
come out.
yeah. If your ears look like Will Smith,
Right.
and they was not Will Smith before, something's wrong. I think this is the true test. We have not seen him actually sing yet, right? Because he's a great singer.
Right.
Okay, he's wonderful, wonderful. He can sing his tail off. We need to see if he can really do what he used to do. Because if he sound like Millie or Vanilli,
It's over.
Jamie Foxx,
It's over.
it's over. It's a wrap. It's a
Right.
wrap.
I'm gonna see him play that piano too.
Play the piano, and they said they showed him, but I don't know. Was it they showed him on a boat or something like that? Did you see that?
I didn't see that one. No, but
Okay,
he was on the boat.
us I think, but maybe that was before. So I think we need to see him live.
Yeah.
Some we have not really seen him live. He's not walked across the stage.
Mm.
He hasn't done anything that shows Jamie Foxx.
Oh.
So now it's just Jamie without the extra X. It's just Jamie Foxx with one X. It's not the real Fox.
The generic
If
version.
he starts spelling it with that without the second X, it's not Jamie.
And the actors, they are on strike about, I think part of their deal is AIs. They're upset about
Yeah,
not wanting, so it makes you really wonder. Makes you really
yeah, it
Somebody
does.
said they cloned Tyrone was good. Yeah, he was good. Have you seen that yet on
Yeah,
Netflix?
that was funny. That was
That
funny. I
was
like that.
hilarious. I
Yeah,
died. That
I
was
like that.
hilarious.
I like that.
That
That was
was
good.
hilarious.
The cast, all the cast was great in that movie.
Yeah,
Very funny. Did you think it
yeah.
was gonna be funny when you first saw it, or you just didn't know
I
what
thought
to
it was gonna be serious, and then I was like,
Me
"Why
too.
they all dressed in 1970 vibe type of thing?" I didn't, but it was hilarious. It was
It was
hilarious. I
hilarious.
loved it.
It was hilarious,
I loved it.
especially when Tyrone went to the Jamie's house to get the
Oh yeah.
money. The pimp's house to get the money. And Jamie was trying to tell him, "Look, man, I'm gonna give you money, right?" And stuff up. And then he got shot. I don't want to give the whole movie, but it's
It
good.
was
It's
so
good.
funny. Oh
Yeah,
my god, talking about he a pimp. I'm like, what?
yeah, yeah. He's a pimp in the movie. Jamie's a pimp in the
Oh
movie.
my goodness. What's
And
going
honestly, looking at the video, it kind of does not look like him. I hate to say it, but it kind of looks weird.
It does. It really does. I have seen pictures. I have seen that. I haven't seen the video, but the pictures, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. What's going on with climate change, sir?
Climate change. That's what I want to talk about. Climate change because I went to the gym. I go to the gym every morning and ride my bike, and this is July, August. It's never seen it this cool in August
Mm.
with the
Okay.
overcast and the whole nine. Climate change is real. People don't think it is, but if you think about it, there's a lot going on with the tornadoes and all
Yes.
hurricanes and
Yes.
everything. People in LA freak out when the weather's not what they want it to be, or
Mhm.
not what they're used to it being, because we're known for the best weather. You
Mhm.
know, not too hot, not too cold. You got the beaches, but no, it's climate change is real.
I know
And
here it's like I think a couple weeks ago or so, it was 100 and some degrees, and then the other day it was 82 degrees. I'm like, what's going on? It's in all the storm in the south. We're in Atlanta. All the storms come through, and you're like, oh, it's time for a storm. It's just,
yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
because out here in California, we're gonna do like you guys in Houston, where you got to carry an umbrella and shorts. You know, you got to carry flip flops. We know Crocs might take a drop because of the whole takeaway. Crocs we saw. Crocs gonna take a drop. I'm telling you that right now. Chairs going up, Crocs going down. We both chairs going up, Crocs going down.
Down. Oh my God.
So people got
Oh,
if you can invent, you know what? If we need to put our heads together, if we can invent a shoe that stay on, that's like a Croc, it's comfortable as a Croc, but won't come off in a scuffle. That's a good shoe. We need to put our heads together. We can call them anything. We call them docks.
Doc.
That means they stay on when you fight on the dock. The dock. I got on some
That
docks.
maybe that's somebody listening. They gon'
We can go
corner
toe to
that.
toe. We can go toe to toe with some docs.
Woo. But Dean, this been so much fun. You gotta come back. Oh my gosh, you gotta come back.
Oh,
I
of
miss
course, of
you.
course.
Oh,
I
this
miss
I'm laughing so much. I'm sweating. My makeup pouring down.
and I like your Atlanta backdrop. Nice,
You
nice.
like it?
Yeah, I like
Oh.
it. I like it. I like it.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. You got to come back. Tell everybody how they can follow you, all your information, so that if they want to book you for a show or any of that good stuff,
Mm.
please.
You can Google and find me on I am Dean Austin. Just put my name in, put Dean Austin or I am Dean Austin, to take you to my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything. That's how you can find me. And also, you can find me if you Google just Dean Austin comedian. It'll pop right up, and you can find me. You can hit me up on there anytime. Anytime is the right time. So,
I know
and I'm
that's
gonna think about making those docs. We're gonna work on those docs.
yes, we can.
They're gonna stay on in a scuffle. We're gonna fit some shoes and stay on in a scuffle. You play basketball in them. You go scuba diving. You can jump out of plane. You can run from a bear. We're gonna we're gonna make those. We're gonna make those because
Hey, hey, and we got to make the chair to color coordinate with your outfits. You can put it on your back wherever you go.
yes, chair backpack has straps and the chair on the back. You can and you have extra pair of docks. So you be out the streets of Atlanta. Yo, I got some docks, player. You know.
Oh Lord. Well, please come back. I love you. I miss
I love
you.
you too.
And you
Thank
stay safe out there. People saying somebody just sent me some messages saying they would love to watch you do stand up. So you got to come to Atlanta.
you. For
You
sure,
got
for
to
sure.
just y'all book him. Y'all book him. He's
We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. I got some other stuff I can't talk about, but it's gonna you see it soon.
good. I can't wait. All
Thank
right,
you.
sir. Well, I will be in touch and love you.
Thank you
Stay
so
safe,
much.
okay?
Thank you too.
Okay. All right.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
He is hilarious, you guys. I love him. He is funny. So if you guys got any events, make sure you book him. He is hilarious. And like I said, it's always hard trying to get a comedian on the show because they're all so busy performing and movies and all kinds of stuff. So I'm so glad he found a slot to come in. So our next guest, woo woo, yes, indeed, this gentleman, he's gonna put the seriousness in it for those of you who want to know the legalities of everything that went down. This is Chief Kevin Williams. Let me give a formal introduction of this gentleman. He is not a stranger to the show, neither. He has been on as well. He basically is our law enforcement expert specialist. He's a retired officer from the Los Angeles Police Department, where he retired 20 years at the rank of police lieutenant. He currently serves as a chief of police at another agency. Everyone, please help me welcome to the virtual stage, Chief Williams. Hello, sir. How are you?
Well, I'm doing well, Dre. Can you hear me?
I can hear you wonderfully. Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Before you came on, we had a little fun with the situation, and I don't condone violence, but I wanted you to come on because there's been so many questions, and I know this is your realm of expertise. So I would like for you to just chime in, and I'm just going to get my pen and pad and take notes and listen. So you tell us your thoughts on the whole situation.
Okay. Well, hello to everybody that's out there listening. I took, I'm going to say about 6 or 7 notes. They're in no specific order, but there were some things I wanted to share. And uh, one of the things I want to do is compliment the people who have demonstrated extraordinary ability to develop memes. And I've seen some stuff that shows there's some people out there with some real talent. And I hope that those people realize just how funny they are. And they do like Dean has done and take it out on the road, because some of these people have some serious talent. I literally have laughed so hard. I've been crying from some of the stuff that I've seen. Um, Morgan Freeman made a comment that I thought was very timely, and I'm going to read it directly so I don't mess it up. He said, "People have to pretend you're a bad person so they don't feel guilty about the things they did to you. And
Mm.
I thought that that was very timely because, of course, the people that got beat down will claim that they are in fact the victims. But anybody who could see, and be quite candid with you, Stevie Wonder could see what happened and
Okay.
know that they're not the victims. I want to talk about a number of serious things. When I looked at that, not knowing who that gentleman was the co-captain, and I saw that young man jump out of that boat, I said, I would not have been able to jump out the boat to go help him. I would have wanted to, but I couldn't because I don't know how to swim.
Mhm.
And I was thinking, wow, what if once I found out that he was the co-captain, what if that was me and I got jumped by several people and they tossed me into the water?
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to drown. And
Mhm.
I haven't heard anybody talking about that perspective yet. But let's think about that because we saw at least 2 women thrown into the water at
Oh,
minimum.
yeah.
Another guy we saw jumped into the water, but I suspect he knew how to swim by the way he dove into the water. That wouldn't have worked for me. Okay.
Mm.
So thinking about those things and liability,
Oh.
this could have gone from a scuffle, a mini riot, a fracas, whatever you want to call it, to attempt murder,
Mm.
manslaughter, something like that. This could have gone really, really bad.
Yeah.
So I think about whomever was involved there that couldn't swim, that might have ended up in the water, because I'm looking at things from a civil liability perspective and a number of other factors. Um, I also want to talk about something else because somebody asked me, a number of people asked me that know what I do or what I've done for a living. Hey, what about the guy with the chair? What about
Oh.
the guy with the chair that was hitting so many people
Mm.
with the chair? Because they wanted my opinion and my thoughts about his conduct. And I said, and I will say here, I don't know what the precursor was to him using the chair.
Ah.
I wasn't there. So I don't know if that was self-defense or if that was aggression or he was stopping a threat. I don't have enough information to reach that conclusion.
Mhm.
And to be quite frank with you, except for one officer who saw him do it in front of him, beyond that, those officers were scattered all over the place. All of this stuff is going on. Who knows who saw what at that time to know if him wielding the chair was appropriate or not. I did see him get hooked up. I saw him get handcuffed. I'm not surprised. He did it right in front of a police officer. But then some people calling me saying, hey, wait a minute. Why did he get locked up? Why did he go to jail when everybody else was wrong?
Mm.
Well, again, the police were called after the fight had already broken out.
Okay.
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 So a number of these things that occurred that we have seen on video, we're seeing it because we're the Monday morning quarterbacks.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
We're seeing it from the perspective of our couch. The police get there, they're trying to play catch up. And it was a full out riot. Let's just
Yeah.
let's just be candid. People were throwing down all over the place.
Mm.
So are the police supposed to go over here first? Are they supposed to go over there first? Are they supposed to stop this person first? Those are the types of things that officers have to deal with when they arrive on a scene and it's outright chaos. My phone was blowing up, asking me, hey, Chief, um, why didn't they arrest all those people and keep them in jail? Well, it depends upon the jurisdiction. In
Ah.
some jurisdictions, if what you are accused of is a misdemeanor, and I'll explain that, a crime that generally is punishable by a year or less. Okay, so you go to jail. You don't go to prison for a misdemeanor. Prison is you got to serve a year and at least 1 day. Then you go to prison. Now, there's a couple of misdemeanor exceptions. We don't need to get into that. But for the majority of the United States, if it's a year or less, it's a misdemeanor. If it's more than a year, it's a felony and you go to prison. Okay.
Okay.
In a lot of states, we have, I'm trying to think of how to say this politically correct. We have a movement toward rethinking incarceration and defining what justice actually means. So some of y'all need to read between the lines about what I think about that. But the reality is a lot of people do crimes and they go to jail, but they get right out, or they only spend a minimum amount of time. I'll give you an example. When I was a captain in Oregon, the jails were so crowded that if you got sentenced to a year, you went to jail for 1 day and then you were released and it was time served.
Wow.
Okay, so 1 year, 1 day equals 1 year of service. Now that would really upset some people, but in other places, it's the norm. So we have to look at that, that jurisdiction there to understand what the laws are there to determine whether or not the police actions were appropriate.
Okay.
Okay, it's individual to the location. I don't know Montgomery law. I don't know Alabama law. But when I listen to the police chief, and I'm begging every one of your listeners to listen to the police conference, the press conference that was put on by the mayor and the chief, I thought it was outstanding. They answered questions for quite some time and they explained their actions and their inactions. And I said, yeah, that's reasonable. And the chief explained that there were people who had had warrants issued for their arrest after the police got back to the station, reviewed the videos, met with the city attorney, met with the district attorney, met with the FBI to determine what charges should be made. That's the right way to do it under those circumstances. It differs from state to state, just like one of your commenters. Oh, okay, that's Mark. Just mentioned. He's right. Every state is different. Again, for example, in some places, there's no bail. You sign a summons and you walk out. You get fingerprinted and photographed first, but you don't pay bail.
Wow.
Okay, so there's some people, I'm going to digress here for a moment, but to give an example, to put this into perspective, some people are really angry that our former president has over 70 criminal charges, but yet he wasn't incarcerated. I'm looking at this thinking, why would you incarcerate him? He can't go anywhere on the planet without people knowing where he's at. And if he were to get on a plane to flee, they're going to know it before he got on the plane. So there's some people that can be released on their own recognizance, regardless of what we think about them as a person. Don't make it personal. Okay. The law is impersonal.
Okay.
So in Montgomery, they did the right thing by gathering information. I saw the mayor ask for people to continue to send videos. I saw the chief ask for it. I even saw people had put their stuff up on Facebook and social media, and the police officers are asking them, would you please send that to us?
Okay.
That's what police officers are supposed to do. They don't know, they weren't there. So they don't know specifically that John Doe number 1 is the person that needs to be taken into custody right now. They don't know if it's John Doe or Jane Doe number 2. They don't know. Nobody was dead. So we can sort it out. Okay. Come back and go get them. What did they do? They issued warrants for their arrest. Now, let me talk about the elephant in the room. People are saying it was a racial issue, that they beat him down because of race. I've been black all my life. Okay. I've been in law enforcement for 45 years. Do I know if that was a racial issue? The answer is yes and no.
Mm,
Yes and no. I need to explain that.
okay.
As a black man, I know damn well that was racial. Okay. But as a professional who has been in and out of court for over 45 years, I don't know that that was racial based upon the laws as they are defined in Montgomery, Alabama,
Ah,
and
okay.
in the state of Alabama. I don't know because I don't know what those laws were. If you listen to what the chief said, hey, we called the FBI. We brought them in to see if we could charge hate crimes, which would have been a felony, 1 year and a day or more. Felonies, all felonies are serious crimes. He said, we looked at that. We talked to the district attorney because city's attorneys do not handle felonies. They don't. They only deal with misdemeanors. So he talked to the right people. They talked to the right people. And those people told Montgomery Police Department, you don't have it there. Based upon the ways that the laws are written in the state of Alabama,
Mm,
none of the evidence that they had at that time rose to the level of it being a hate crime.
wow.
Okay. But see, in our community, okay, they're not trying to hear that. They saw what happened. They said it's racial. That's it. And only because of my professional experience over the last 45 years do I know that I don't have enough information to know if it was racial.
Okay.
Here's what's going to come out. If anybody was using the N-word or other racist comments
Mm-hmm.
on either side,
Okay.
okay, it'll come out because everybody and their mama had a video going
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
their phone.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that information will come out, and then that information can inform the decisions about
Okay.
whether or not to file more serious charges.
Okay. You have to prove it. Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said yes or no.
Okay.
I can't deny this skin. I can't.
Right.
I've lived in it for 66 years. I know what my life experience has been, but I've been in court many a time. And a number of your listeners, if they haven't been in court, they've seen stuff and said, that don't make no sense to me at all. Okay. Anybody can figure out what was wrong, but yet the outcome ends up being different from something that they thought it should be based upon their life's experiences.
Okay.
That's why I like being on your show, because I'm unfiltered. I'm going to bring it.
Well, Facebook will shut me down, so we got to be careful.
I'm going to bring it truthfully and honestly, and try to break it down in a manner that your viewers can understand.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Because some people, when they hear me and they don't have their listening on, they say, okay, that guy's a sellout. That's Clarence Thomas. Well, the two things that Clarence Thomas and I have in common is we both got this beautiful skin, and we've both been in a courtroom or two from time to time. Now, he's been in court a lot more than me, but I've been in court many, many times, and I've seen some odd things going on.
It's based on the laws. We have to vote to change the laws.
It's based on the law.
Mm-hmm.
So let me give you an example of that. If that had occurred in California,
Mm-hmm.
and if I had been the police officer who saw the man wielding the chair and hitting another human being over the head with the chair, I would have arrested him for assault with a deadly weapon.
Oh.
I would have arrested him for a felony, and he would have been booked for the felony. Why? Because in California, I could articulate that chair could cause great bodily harm or grave injury. It could cause brain injuries. It could kill somebody. If you in California, if you throw a rock at a person and it hits them in the head, You can book them for assault with a deadly weapon.
Oh,
You
wow.
can't do that in every state because the laws are different. It doesn't mean he's going to get convicted of ADW. It doesn't mean he's going to get convicted of anything. That's up to the court system. But based upon the way I was trained and the way the laws are articulated in California, you put those two things together, and I see somebody kick somebody in the head, they're going to jail for ADW, a felony. That's what I'm going to charge them with, for kicking a person in the head even one time. You can kill a person by kicking them in the head. You can kill a person by stomping them. You see the difference? It depends upon the jurisdiction. So even the what they call the crime or crimes is different.
Okay.
And here's one more example. I'm standing next to you, and for whatever reason, and now we're in California, I'm standing next to you, and for whatever reason, I don't like the way you looked at me. And I ball up my fist and I swing at you and I miss. I swing and miss. Okay. That's an assault. I can be arrested for that.
Even if you, wow.
Okay. And I didn't even touch you.
Wow.
Okay. I didn't even touch you, but that's an assault. Wow. Now, if I hit you, in some states, they call that a battery. In other states, they call it assault. Why am I breaking this down? Because we've been watching too much TV. And TV will have you believing that you know everything just because of what you saw. When I was raised to know that you believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, because these laws are very, very odd and they're different. I was asked the question, did the co-captain have the right to move the pontoon boat?
Yes, that's the question of the day.
Okay. I don't know. Okay. I don't know because I don't know what the rules are there. Here's what I would ask that I wish they had done. And maybe they did. I wish that the captain of the boat had called the harbor patrol, because that's where that boat was supposed to be parked or docked. The big boat, the Harrier, was supposed to be there. That's where it was supposed to be.
Right.
With somebody, quote unquote, parked in the wrong space. If we have a handicapped parking space in front of my house and somebody parks there that's not supposed to, I don't go move it. I call the police or parking enforcement. They will cite it and they'll move it. They waited 45 minutes, so these are very patient people.
Yeah.
How long does it take for Harbor Patrol to get there? Let Harbor Patrol move it. I'm not saying he did anything wrong because I don't know what the rules are there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the law is there. So it would be inappropriate for me to say, yeah, he was right or he was wrong. I don't know. Do I think he really did something bad? Oh, absolutely not. You got these people stuck on a boat for 45 minutes.
Ooh.
Somebody might not have had their medicine
that
they needed.
And the heat and all of that.
And everything else. And all he was doing was trying to move the boat enough to get the bigger boat in there.
Right.
Okay, if that's wrong, so what? It didn't justify him getting jumped like that.
Exactly.
Okay? That was straight up wrong.
Yep.
Whether it was racially motivated or not is still criminal. What we saw was a crime in all 50 states and all U.S. territory. That's a crime. Okay, we can figure that out. So let me see. What the police did, they asked for videos. They've analyzed those videos. They brought it to the attention of their colleagues on the legal side. They sat down and collaborated with them. The chief explained the laws as he understood them in Montgomery in their press conference. That's why I'm asking everybody to watch it. Their response was incredible. They were there like in 3 minutes. And he even explained the first calls that came in just said it was a disturbance. But then as more calls came in, they got to understand we need to expedite our response. But from the time of the first call to the police, they were there in 3 minutes. Here's something else your listeners need to understand. Just because a person is detained, and that includes having handcuffs put on them, That doesn't mean that they've been arrested. They're temporarily detained. That doesn't mean they go to jail.
It's just
They've
right.
they've been temporarily detained.
So,
Okay.
so Chief,
Yeah.
if you had 1 minute to summarize it, because my time is cut short,
Okay.
and you're more than welcome to come back and get into this even further, because I love this. This is a wealth of knowledge. What would you summarize this up in 1 minute for the people that are watching and listening?
Okay.
Change the laws.
Yeah.
Soon.
It reminds me of something my mother told me 50 years ago. She says, son, don't let your mouth or your actions overload your posterior. She was a little bit more graphic, but you all know what a posterior is. That's your behind. Okay? Because no matter how bad you think you are, somebody is badder and somebody will check you.
Ooh.
And because I grew up in a time of whites only water fountains and those types of things, I've seen it personally. Let me tell you something. We are not our ancestors. Okay? We're not. You will get chin checked using street vernacular. You'll get chin checked right now. Don't come with that foolishness.
I know that's
okay?
right.
I'm gonna leave you with this because I know time is short. I saw something that brought me to tears, and I'm a grown man. I don't cry much, but I saw something on social media yesterday that caused me to cry. It was a black man talking, and he said that he wanted to tell younger men that he hated his neighbor, and they were always mean mugging each other and looking negative at each other. And he was out on his porch the day before yesterday, and he saw his neighbor out there drinking, and his neighbor spoke to him. And he's like, why is this guy talking to me? And when he asked him, he said he had just got done watching the video, and he was so grateful that he saw people come together that he asked himself, why do I hate my neighbor? I don't even know that guy. And so the two of them came together and they sat down and they drank together. And they mended fences, and they didn't even know why they were upset with each other.
Wow.
I've been out since the video's been out. I've had people speaking to me that typically don't even speak. We need to seize upon this and start respecting and loving each other.
Yes.
This nonsense has got to stop.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, we got to have you come back and talk more on it. I appreciate everything. You're definitely correct on everything you said. Please come back. We're going to have a part 2. We got to have a part 2.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Williams. We appreciate you so much.
Okay.
Talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, guys, we got to have him back. I am under time constraints. So you guys make sure you tune in. I'm going to do a part 2. That was very, very good. And as we close out the show, I want to thank comedian Dean Austin and Chief Williams for coming on. And my positive note would be do one good thing for one person each day, and you can affect 365 lives. If no one's told you they love you, know that I love you. And with those words, I'm out.